Hi, I'm Dean Johnson of Johnson Matthews Limited. Welcome to Excel Tips number 3. Today's lesson is part 2 on the VLOOKUP formula. Here's a quick recap of the last lesson, which was VLOOKUP part 1. If I edit the formula in this cell, you'll see that the VLOOKUP formula is looking for the value in B5, which is 109 in this cell. It's looking in the range B10 to H20 in green here, and it's returning the value in the third column. So it finds 109 and returns the value in the 1, 2, 3 column 5032, and that's the value here. Instead of always returning the value from the third column of the table, I'm going to make the formula now more dynamic. I'll start in this cell and edit the formula. And the key here is this last argument, which tells us which column of the table to return. So instead of making that a hard number 3, I'm going to change that to the value in this cell, and I'm going to lock in make that an absolute reference by locking in the dollar signs. So now I will copy that and paste it into these cells here, and by using the paste special formulae I managed to retain my formatting. Now if I come into this cell here and simply change that from a 3 to a 4, I should get the March results in all of my VLOOKUP formula. So let's try that. I press 4 and enter that. And you can see that 105, 1, 2, 3, fourth column, 5004, and so that's the value there, 1009, 1, 2, 3, fourth column, 6039, and so on, with 100 there. Let's try that with, say, May by putting a 6 in this cell, and you can see the formula here have all just updated and picked up these values here in column 6, which is May. So as you can see, that's made the formula more dynamic. It means we can return values from different columns in the table without actually changing the formula, simply referring to a cell and changing the value in that cell. So now I'm going to show you a little bonus formula, which is equals offset. I'm going to put that here in cell C2, and I'll show you how this works. Equals offset, open brackets. And the way this formula works is it has a starting cell, which we'll make here. And then the next two arguments are the number of rows I want to offset from the cell and the number of columns that I want to offset. So the number of rows that I want to offset is 0 in this case, and the number of columns is actually, I'll just drag this out of the way, is the value in this cell here. Because what that means, you'll see what it means in a second. I can now return May into this column. So now if I change this formula here and I say I want to go back to February, which was column 3, if I put a 3 in here, not only do all these numbers update, but the heading updates, because it looks at the equals offset formula, looks at this cell and says go down 0 rows and 1, 2, 3 columns and return February. So that's VLOOKUP part 2, including the bonus equals offset formula.